Hello, my name is Angelica Ariana, and I'm doing my presentation on autism and occupational therapy. I chose this topic because I'm currently pursuing my master's in occupational therapy. I specifically want to work with pediatrics and work with kids that have different neurodevelopmental disorders or even physical disorders. So here we go. Okay, what is autism? So, autism spectrum disorders are defined as groups of neurodevelopmental disorders. Individuals with autism have problems in social interaction, which includes not making eye contact, ignoring a person or the environment that they're in. Two is lack of communication. So, they have different communication patterns where they might not be verbal or they don't participate in that typical give or take of conversations. Three is the different behavior process. A lot of times, kids with autism have a repetitive behavior process where they like to line things up. Things have to be a certain way. Um, you can't change anything, or they become a little. They have like a hyperactive response to things being changed. What is occupational therapy? So, occupational therapy is a profession that helps individuals across the lifespan to do things that they want and need to do through the therapeutic use of daily activities. So, OTs help with barriers that affect an individual's emotional, physical, or social needs. And we do this through play, exercise, and just everyday, going through the motions of everyday activities. So, how does OT help autistic children? So, OTs help autistic children by practicing how they manage their emotions, how they can adapt to sudden changes, and to be aware of their environment. We also help develop fine motor skills such as grasping toys, holding pens and pencils for schoolwork, using keyboards, things like that. And we also help with the gross motor skills such as hand-eye coordination. So we'll have kids play on the jungle gym and practice taking notes and being able to like look back and forth if they're in class and they need to take their notes from the teacher. Let's see. Okay. What is IDEA? So IDEA is a law that ensures IDEA stands for Individuals Disabilities Education Act, and it's a law that ensures that every disabled child has the same educational opportunities as others. Occupational therapists come into play under Part B of IDEA, which is categorized as the special education services. So, school districts are required to provide services for a child that has special needs, in which case, then that occupational therapy is considered essential to the educational team as well. So, occupational therapy school services conduct therapy through the educational model rather than a traditional clinical model. Goals are more focused on a child's performance, their participation and function in the student role. We support both academic and non academic outcomes such as math, reading, writing, and then we consider the social skills. We look for behavior management, participation, and then self help skills. We collaborate with teachers and parents to create intervention plans that are necessary for the child to succeed in their education. Okay, so COVID has changed a lot of our lives, and I wanted to just go over some quick adjustments, or not quick, but some adjustments that families at home are going through, and even occupational therapists are going through. So, for families that are distance learning at home with a child who is autistic, it's good to explain what's going on in the world, what's going on with COVID, how it's transmitted, how you can prevent it, such as social distancing, wearing a mask, washing your hands. Parents can use pictures, videos that are related to social distancing, that are related to wearing a mask, all that. They could set up timers to engage the child in making sure that they wash their hands before they eat, after they eat, before they go and touch toys, or if they're going to interact with other kids at, like, say, a clinic. for therapy session, things like that. Also, I listed some things that families can do at home, which is strategies to cope with their child's emotions, how to exhibit school-appropriate behaviors while you're at home, to make sure that you provide opportunities for breaks in physical activity, because that is also very important, even during the school day. And then also occupational therapists have had to make a lot of adjustments themselves, such as performing telehealth sessions. A lot of clinics aren't open, so telehealth is another opportunity for patients who are autistic to still get their therapy sessions in. So OTs should be familiar with the type of technology they're going to be using, such as if they're going to use a laptop, smartphone, or tablet. OTs want to identify the environmental space that's going to support student participation, so make sure there's no distractions, make sure that families at home have the same equipment that they would use if they were in the clinical setting. OTs can help create guidelines to help with the flow of activities that are aligned with the goals that are needed to be met, such as we could create like a check-in with the activity, instructions to that activity, practicing the activity, and then wrapping it up. So these are just some ways that both parents at home and occupational therapists have learned to adjust to COVID-19. Okay, so in conclusion, autism can be managed in the school setting with the help of a team of teachers, OTs, and family members. Kids with autism have problems with their social communication, interaction, and the repetitive behavior patterns. OTs help with those problem areas through interventions of play, engagement with activities. They help with attention, sensitivity to the environment. They monitor a child's emotions and their reactions that may be caused from stress or high intense situations. So it is key to integrate occupational therapy with a child who has autism to provide the same tools and skills needed to be successful in education, work, and life. And there it is. Thank you for listening.